funniest is the
You are now tuned in. You are now tuned in.
He's the funniest in the world.
To the hottest podcast with your host, Big Holla.
Just in case y'all forgot, just in case y'all forgot, this is who I am. This is right here. This is what I do. This is the Diamond Crew. But I want to give a shout out to my G's and my OGs. But you already know what to do. But if you're new to the channel and you like content like this, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to like. I need you to comment. I need you to subscribe. I need you to share this. I need you to hit the notification bell so you always up to date. All right, man. So we're going to get into what's the up-to-date notes with the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to get into some signings that happen. And look, this is what we do. This is what we do. So remember that little video I made about, what we going to do with Derek Barnett? What was the next moves for Derek Barnett? Look, we all know who Derek Barnett is. He's been a part of this team for some years now. Derek Barnett definitely put some work in for the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, we're not about to sit here and act like that didn't happen. Derek Barnett has suffered from a lot of injuries, and he's also suffered from, not playing up to the expectations in every game and most occasions. So, Barnett was due up some money this year. Barnett was scheduled to make about $7.5 in base salary with $1.5 million guaranteed, and up to $1 million per game bonuses with a maximum of $8.5 million. He is now, remember I asked the question, what might we do? What might we do with Derek Barnett? He is now due up $3.5 million guaranteed with $250 in per game bonuses and up to $2.25 million in incentives, according to Yates. So let's give him the credit for that. That was an awesome tweet. So right now he's making a maximum of about $6 million when he was making about 7.5 to start. So that means he took a bit of a pay cut, and that's what we'll do. Prove your worth, get back to playing the caliber of football, that we seen, that maybe that first year or so in the league, in the Super Bowl, when you was making plays. That's the Barnett that we want to see. But now, like I said, he can definitely be a rotation piece, just to see how he do when he get his chance. But we just don't know. We just don't know. I can't wait to see how this shake out. It looked like he's going to be on the team for the year at least. And hopefully that he can make the best of it. So day 2, the first play, I'm pretty sure this was the first play, according to the reports, Jalen Hurts with a deep shot to A.J. Brown on the left side. Like, it's easy. That connection is there. I mean, we already know from last year, we already know from, when A.J. Brown was traded during the draft, that him and Jalen had that connection. So we already looking forward to year 2 of Jalen and Brown and seeing what they can do. So Nolan Smith is again showing up big, showing up huge, in training camp with a sack on Jalen Hurts. Like, the Bulldogs are really coming to play this year. Like, they coming in the league and they coming with a vengeance. And things are definitely looking bright for their future as Philadelphia Eagles. Nolan Smith is very fast off the line. Jalen Carter, they just don't know what to do with Jalen Carter yet, man. A day one starter, in my opinion. I feel like Jalen Carter is a day one starter. I know it's a lot of people, who don't want to see Jalen Carter get the start. They feel like that Jordan Davis is the guy. But look, man, let's think about it real quick, man. Let's think about it. Jalen Carter, in his first NFL experience, has showed up. Instant. Jalen Carter showed up. He's making a name for himself. He already said he wants to kill the Cowboys. So you look, that right there already let us know where you stand. And that's all we want to see happen. You know, we want to see the Super Bowls and everything. We want to see the success, and we are going to see that. But to be honest, we want to sweep the Cowboys this year. I would be extremely happy with sweeping the Cowboys. But he's been getting penetration. They've had to double team him. He's still been shedding the blockers. He's still been putting in work. So that's telling me right there that he's gonna be a problem. Jalen Carter is gonna be a problem. So Swift was involved in the pass game early. He had a lot of receptions back to back. He's been getting these receptions, and he's been getting spicy. You know, he's been getting lost behind these big offensive linemen, and he's been using that to his advantage. And those type of things are the reason why he's here. You know, those are the reasons. Those are the reason why he's here. You know, because he's a great pass catcher out the backfield, and like I say, he's going to definitely bring another dynamic to the offense. No practice for Hassan Reddick again today. Derek Barnett was limited, and Avante was also limited. Barnett had a knee problem, and we already know Maddox is still dealing with that toe issue. So hopefully we can see those guys healthy and back on the field. You know, because with the way camp is going right now, it's so many injuries happen. And like I said in my podcast, man, all we got to do is just pray for health. Pray for health for the Philadelphia Eagles, because the injury bug is damaging so many teams so early in the season. The dead beginning of the season, players are getting hurt, you know? So we got to make sure that we are doing our due diligence and making sure our team and our players are put in the best position where they won't get hurt. I mean, we all know injury part of the game. I don't know how many times I got to say it, but we have to make sure we doing everything we can. Everything that we can control, we got to do it. We got to do it because we got to keep these guys healthy. It was also a report or a tweet that came out that Tyrese Robinson and Sewell Petta, after a final rep of team drills, they got into a little scuffle. You know, they started pushing and shoving this football, man. That's what happens. We're not about to sit here and act like, you know, those things don't happen and tempers don't flare. That's just what happens. Moving on, another tweet came out that Trey Sermons, you know, he is looking good in camp. I really can't wait to see, you know, what we do with Trey Sermons. Do I think that he gonna make the team? You know, that's either here or there. With all the talent that we have at the running back spot, you know, will we be able to keep all these top running backs? Well, our, you know, supposedly starting few with Penny and you know, with Swift, Boston, you know, all these guys. Who's gonna make the roster? We're not gonna be able to keep every last one of these running backs. You know, so we're going to have to make a decision. So I can't wait to see, you know, what we do with Trey Sermons. You know, Trey Sermons has been playing football for a very long time. You know, in college, he played with Jalen. He played with the Niners, and he, you know, he's been in the league for a while. So I think that he's ready for his shot. So as we continue to move on, there's another tweet that came out that Hurts was rolling to the right, hit Quez deep down the sideline, you know, and that's the connection that I want to see. That's the connection that is going to let everybody know what our receiving core is going to look like, what the depth is going to look like. To me, in my opinion, I feel like Quez is a stretch to fill type of player. So he definitely brings a different dynamic to the offense. He's the fastest receiver we have, you know, so we got to make sure we use that speed. Only thing we need him to do is to catch the ball, control it, and score touchdowns, you know, and not fumble the rock. That's what we need from Quez. But like I said, man, you already know that I'm a Quez fan. I think this is going to be the season where Quez let people know that he's back, and he's going to let people know that, he's going to be the third or the fourth receiver. But really, it doesn't matter to me who's the third or the fourth. What matters to me is how we use them. I feel like Olamide Zaccheaus is more of that, sit in a route 5-10 yards down the field, great footwork, could definitely keep these linebackers honest, could keep these nickel corners honest because he's very good on the inside as a wide receiver. So those two bring two different aspects to the game.
Hey, Chloe, what's the move for today?
Man, I'm headed to DSP.
What's that?
Diamonds Hot Production? Oh, it's a remote production studio.
What they gonna do for you?
They provide high-quality audio for starters.
What, girl? What you mean, baby?
I have a YouTube channel, and they help enhance my audio so people can actually hear me.
Okay, what else?
They do way more. They edit and optimize your audio needs.
So they can make my podcast sound better?
For sure.
I'm working on a track. Can they help me with that, too?
Absolutely. Tyrell is one of the owners, and he is an audio engineer who graduated from
Full Sail
University. He got you.
Wow, really?
Yeah, boy, he works with Pro Tools, Adobe, Wise, Logic Pro, and much more. He legit.
I need that thing mixed and mastered. Let's go.
As soon as Hurts roll right and hit Quez deep, Nolan Smith follows with that sack. So Nolan Smith is definitely putting in work, and he's definitely, that's the reason why he is here. Newly hired defensive coordinator Sean Desai. He had in his presser, this was the first time that I really got to sit down and see Sean Desai and learn about his character, and learn about his plans for this defense. And I'm on board with Sean Desai. I think in my honest opinion, I think Sean Desai is an upgrade. Sean Desai is an upgrade from John Gannon. He is focused on being physical, which we already know football is physical. But as long as the focus is on being physical, we should be good, because a lot of times, and when saying that, a lot of times I feel like John Gannon and his defense was soft. I'm not saying the players on the team was soft. I'm saying his scheme was soft, And sometimes I think that he just didn't know when to turn the blitz up and when to dial it back, And that's, his rotation was good. John Gannon had a really good rotation of players, coming in and out the game. But at the same time, if you look at it, he was real soft. His scheme was real soft at times. But Sean Desai said, right now, this is his words, right now, we got to get everybody reps. I'm not a big, hey, these are the ones, these are the twos, these are the threes. Everybody got to get reps, because we're trying to figure out who we have and what we have on this defense. Like I said, between the offense and defense, the defense has the biggest question marks, because we don't know what we're getting. We lost too many players. So we're definitely trying to give everybody the equal amount of reps to find out who does the best with those opportunities. So Eagles defensive coordinator Sean Desai says it doesn't matter who gets the first team reps and etc. It's just making sure everybody gets the reps and given a fair chance to compete for a job. Now, that's one thing I can say is going to work in our favor, because we're going to be able to see the players that might not that wouldn't normally get a chance with the first team. They may get a chance with the first team, because a lot of players may have that talent, but they be like how I want to say, like a casualty of war. Yeah, they like a casualty of war, when they playing with players that's less talented. Or that's just something, to say. But it really does happen. So let's go into Jalen Hurts' day 2 practice stats. And these are just practice stats, but at the same time, these are, like I said, these is what's happening. So this is what we have to report on, So Jalen Hurts, 11 for 14, 0 touchdowns today, 0 interceptions. That big 0 on the interception side is letting me know that Jalen, because look, I'm a big turnover guy. I hate turnovers, especially when we talking about when we talking about the offensive side of the ball. Defense, I love turnovers, but turnovers are important. You know, when we talking about the reason why teams lose when they were supposed to win. Sometimes turnovers, you know, it kills momentum. You know, it just changes the pace of the game. So Jalen in 2 practices still has not turned over the ball. So that's like a stat that I go to instant, you know, for Jalen Hurts. As soon as I'm, you know, searching for my information, I want to see how many turnovers he had. So far, like I said, it's just practice. So far, he had only 0 interceptions. So that is major. He's been throwing the ball really nice, deeply. He did have a few underthrown passes today, maybe 1 or 2 of them, but at the same time, that's gonna happen. But if you underthrow it or overthrow it, as long as you're not throwing it to the other team or the defender, then hey, it is what it is. So mostly, everything was short and outside of Hurts. He underthrows Devontae down the sideline, and so we want to make sure that connection between Devontae and Jalen Hurts, we want to make sure that thing stay icy, you know, because we want to make sure that Devontae have a great season. I feel like Devontae could probably have a better season than AJ Brown this year, because I told you he ready to take the next step. So, you know, while we were just talking about turnovers, that pass down the sideline that was underthrown to Devontae was nearly picked off by Josh Jobe. So Josh Jobe, this is his second year. I'm pretty sure Josh Jobe came from Alabama, you know, and he's definitely trying to make a name for himself this year. So we're going to start to hear more from Josh Jobe. And I'm cool with that, because I want Josh Jobe to, you know, solidify himself on this defense and keep working like that and things are going to happen. Mario Goodrich intercepts underthrown ball from Ian Book. And I was worried about Ian Book because I didn't really hear much from Ian Book on day one. But Ian Book had a turnover on 7 on the 7s today. And, hey, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. It is what it is. We already know the talent level between Ian Book and Jalen Hurts. You know, it's 2 different levels. You know, it's not even comparable. So we looking at things like that, and we just taking those with a grain of salt. We basically just, you know, wiping that off our shoulder. So Jordan Mailata had some things to say today about Jalen Carter. He said he's very fast, but Mailata said he's very fast too. And we know Mailata is fast because, you know, Mailata was a rugby player. He used to tote that rock. You know, a lot of people say, you know, they wouldn't mind seeing Mailata running with the football if he had a chance. But, you know, I don't think we'll ever get to see that happen. But he said he's very fast, and I don't think that he been over there on Mailata's side yet, because Mailata is outside and he's probably more defensive tackle. He's probably more on the inside, but we just never know. He may be on the other side over there with Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I'm just guessing. So, but Jalen Carter has been reportedly a standout early in Eagles training camp, and I'm a Jalen Carter supporter. I think Jalen Carter is going to be good. He's going to be the future defensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles, you know, because he's different. His skill set is different, you know, and he's fast, he's strong. He can get to the quarterback. And that's what we need. That's what this defense thrives on. But he is reportedly playing against Eagles starting line and got a sack within 2 seconds on Jalen Hurts. So that means he's fast to the ball. Carter said in recent interviews that he's the number 1. So he already, you know, putting it in the air that he's going to be the number 1 guy, and I believe he will. He said he's the number 1 between himself, Dexter Larn, Daron Payne. Carter also said he's planning on going for as many sacks as possible, as many that he can this year. So that's, you know, you're on a 70-sack team. So we looking forward to you, you know, getting these sacks. So Ken Carter be Defensive Rookie of the Year, that would be crazy. That would be amazing. But I just don't know. I just don't know if that can happen. But I would love to see it. I would definitely love to see it. Wide receiver A.J. Brown was asked by Destroying if and this was on that little video where Destroying was trying to guard A.J. Brown. Like, A.J. Brown is a dog. Like, nobody, no punter or kicker going to be able to guard him. But, you know, Destroying is very popular, and I definitely love his channel. But he was trying to guard A.J. Brown, and he asked if the NFL referees would, you know, make a defensive holding call because he was, like, dragging his shirt. He was grabbing his shirt, and he was grabbing it and pulling on it. You know what I'm saying? And it was clearly a hold, but he asked him, you know, what the NFL call at, and A.J. Brown answered, he said, what he's saying is it always defensive holding like that in the NFL. And A.J. Brown said it's all the time. They hold all the time, but the refs don't call it. They never call it. They just called it in the Super Bowl on that play on Bradbury. So, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. But like I said, we're not gonna sit here and cry over that. We're gonna just continue to sit here and get better. We're gonna sit here and focus on winning one game at a time. That's the focus right now. So I want to move over and talk about Marcus Mariota because, you know, Marcus Mariota didn't have a good training camp the first day, you know, of official work. Marcus Mariota had a pretty decent day today, you know, with his passing and his ability to scramble and extend the plays. Marcus Mariota, he had a nice deep pass to Greg Ward Jr. And I'm happy that we, you know, getting to hear Greg Ward, you know, making some good plays because, like I said, Greg Ward is one of those players who, you know, made plays when we ain't have no receivers. We ain't had no receivers, and he was out there making plays for us, making big touchdowns. I'm pretty sure that he's been on this team for like over 4 years. So, you know, Greg Ward is one of those guys, one of those deep eagle guys, you know, one of those passionate guys. He loved the team. He wants to be here. And then I don't know if any other team will be interested in picking him up. So let's talk about these injuries that happened. You know, Boston Scott limped off the sideline after a run play. And they saying that we don't know the depth of that injury. They said he will be monitored. So I'm waiting to figure out exactly what the injury details. But as for right now, we do not know. But we will find out. Devontae Smith, he said, and this is major, he said he isn't worried about a new contract heading into this new year, you know, into year 3. He's not worried about that. He worried about playing football. He worried about getting better. He worried about going back to the NFC Championship. In my opinion, I think that's what he's feeling. I mean, that's the goal here. It has to be the goal, you know, that we take every game one step at a time. And we get back to the place where we was, and then we get back to the football that we was playing last year. That has to be the goal. You know, perfection is needed. And Sirianni is not about to sit here and take nothing different. He ain't about to take nothing different. You know what I mean? So he ain't worried about the contract, and that says a lot about his character. You know, that says a lot about who he is as a player and what his end goal is. His end goal is to win championships, you know? So, look, man, there it is. There it is. So those are the few notes that I have compiled from today's training camp. And to be overall, I say that I like what I see. I also feel like there's room for improvement for this football team. But at the same time, I like what I'm seeing. I like it. And I really think this team is going to be different. I really think this team is about to make it happen this year. This is the year for the Philadelphia Eagles. We thought last year was a year, but I think this year is the year for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to be a year where we definitely solidify that we're good. We're going to solidify that we will be good for the next 4 to 5 years as well, you know, because how we definitely put the team in position, you know, with all these great draft picks. And, you know, with experience, these guys are going to do nothing but just get better and better. You know what I mean? So, but that's it, man. That's all. That's all for today. Like I said, man, this was a great first week of training camp. We got so much more football to talk about. We got so much more stuff to watch out for, and we got so much more content to put out. So make sure y'all tune in. But if you're still watching this and you still like and stuff like this, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to like. I need you to comment. I need you to subscribe and do all that jazz to make sure how to stay in rotation. That's the move. This the move. Diamond Crew Sports Podcast is out.